You know those late-night videos where they're like, top 10 scary things under your bed? Yeah, I hate those. I hate those videos because they prey on your deepest fears. You know, the things that go bump in the night, the things that crawl out when you turn your back on your closet. Among the most sinister and unsettling legends are those that speak of entities that dwell within the darkest corners of our minds. These tales, passed down through generations, often involve horrifying creatures that prey on our fears and weaknesses, whispering insidious suggestions and feeding on our doubts. One such creature is the incubus, a demonic entity that is said to enter a sleeping person and have sexual intercourse with them. These are the archdukes of hell, rulers of the nether world, whose very names strike terror into the hearts of mortals. One of these beings is Satan, the fallen angel who rebelled against the divine order and was cast out of heaven. The fearsome creatures that populate these stories are not just figments of our imagination, but rather represent the evil thoughts and impulses that lurk within us all. By confronting these creatures and defeating them, we can conquer the darkness within ourselves and emerge as better, stronger individuals. However, as you delve deeper into the world of demons, you'll encounter even more terrifying creatures that challenge your perceptions and test your sanity. The true nightmarish truth is that these demonic beings are not just found in the darkest corners of our minds, but also in the darkest depths of our world. And as you continue your journey, you'll uncover the shocking reality that these demons are not confined to another dimension or realm, but are actually among us in the real world. That's right, the demons that you've feared and fought against in your mind are now taking on a horrifying new form in the physical world, and they're closer than you think. So brace yourself for the ultimate showdown between good and evil. It's a battle that will test your courage, determination, and faith. Will you stand up against the demons and fight for the light, or will you succumb to their evil and join them in the darkness? The choice is yours, but remember, the fate of the world may depend on your decision. Are you ready to face the ultimate evil and save the world from destruction? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to stay tuned for more terrifying tales. Now known as the Prince of Darkness, Satan reigns supreme in the underworld, commanding legions of demons and tempting mortals to sin. Another is Lucifer, the embodiment of light, who betrayed his heavenly brethren and became the bringer of darkness. Now known as the Devil, Lucifer rules over the abyss, bringing chaos and destruction to all who oppose him. Then there is Beelzebub, the Lord of the Flies, a grotesque being whose very appearance inspires madness and decay. Beelzebub delights in tormenting mortals, causing them to suffer and rot both in body and soul. Also, Asmodeus, the demon of lust, who seduces mortals with promises of pleasure and satisfaction, only to lead them astray and corrupt their desires. Then we have Mammon, the Lord of Greed, who tempts mortals with promises of wealth and power, leading them down a path of selfishness and materialism. Finally, there is Leviathan, the monstrous sea serpent who embodies chaos and destruction, causing earthquakes, floods, and other natural disasters to wreak havoc on the mortal world. These archdukes of hell rule over the nether world with an iron fist, striking fear and terror into the hearts of all who oppose them. Their powers are vast and their cruelty knows no bounds, making them the ultimate villains in the battle between good and evil. The incubus is depicted as a malevolent spirit that takes the form of a beastly demon or a human-like figure with sinister intentions. First among them is Beelzebub, also known as the Lord of the Flies. He is a master manipulator and deceiver, using his powers to corrupt and deceive mortals. Beelzebub is often depicted as a grotesque being with a multitude of eyes and mouths, representing his ability to see all and devour all. He rules over the sins of gluttony and filth, preying on the weaknesses of mortals. Next is Asmodeus, the Prince of Obsession. He is a master of manipulating emotions, using his powers to drive mortals to madness. Asmodeus is often depicted as a winged creature with multiple arms, symbolizing his ability to control and manipulate his victims. He rules over the sins of lust and wrath, preying on the passions of mortals. Then there is Mammon, the prince of greed. He is a master of deception, using his powers to tempt mortals with promises of wealth and power. Mammon is often depicted as a creature made of gold and jewels, symbolizing his obsession with material wealth. He rules over the sin of greed, preying on the desires of mortals. Next is Belphegor, the Prince of Sloth. He is a master of stagnation, using his powers to make mortals lazy and unmotivated. Belphegor is often depicted as a creature that is constantly falling, symbolizing his inability to strive and achieve. He rules over the sin of sloth, preying on the apathy of mortals. Finally, there is Leviathan, the Prince of Despair. He is a master of manipulation, using his powers to make mortals lose hope and succumb to their negative emotions. Leviathan is often depicted as a colossal beast with multiple heads, representing his overwhelming and destructive nature. He rules over the sin of despair, preying on the hopelessness of mortals. Together, these 5 princes of hell form a terrifying and manipulative ruling class in the demonic world, each exploiting the weaknesses of humanity for their own amusement and gratification. Its presence is often felt as a suffocating weight on the chest, making breathing difficult as it slowly drains the victim of their life force. Some say the incubus is attracted to those who harbor repressed desires or engage in sinful behavior, using their own sexuality against them. Others believe that it chooses its victims at random, preying on their vulnerability during sleep. No, the scariest things aren't lurking in your bedroom or waiting for you in the bathroom mirror. Sometimes the most terrifying things come from above. It is said to appear in the guise of a beautiful woman, using her charm and allure to lure unsuspecting victims into a false sense of intimacy. They are real, malevolent entities that seek to corrupt and destroy. They are the embodiment of our darkest desires and fears, preying on our weaknesses and exploiting our vulnerabilities. They are the stuff of nightmares, the creatures that lurk in the shadows of our minds, waiting to pounce when we least expect it. But the most terrifying aspect of these demonic presences is that they are within us. They are the demons that we carry inside ourselves, the evil thoughts and impulses that we all have. They are the voices that whisper in our ears, tempting us to give in to our basest desires and commit unspeakable acts. It is a constant battle between good and evil, between our higher selves and the demons that seek to control us. And only when we recognize the darkness within ourselves can we hope to conquer it. But behind this enchanting exterior lies a sinister motive. The succubus feeds on the energy of her victims, draining them of their vitality and leaving them withered and lifeless in its wake. It is drawn to those who seek pleasure or comfort, preying on their loneliness and desire for connection. Some believe that the succubus is a trickster spirit, delighting in the chaos and destruction it causes in human relationships. From beyond the veil of reality, some of the creepiest, crawliest things are watching us right now, hidden in plain sight, concealed from our limited vision. Our world may seem solid and secure, but there are forces at play all around us that we can sense but not see. Like an earthquake that strikes without warning, our perception of the world can shatter in an instant. What if everything we think we know about the world is a lie? What if there are things happening around us that we are completely unaware of? Well, today, I'm going to pull back the curtain on the unseen world and reveal the nightmarish truth. So, buckle up. We're about to go on a journey that will challenge everything you thought you knew about the world. When you hear the word demon, what kind of image pops into your mind? Maybe something like the devil with horns, maybe a creepy, shadowy figure with sharp fangs. Well, today, I'm gonna introduce you to something straight out of a terrifying nightmare. Imagine a world where the very fabric of reality is torn apart and the barriers between dimensions become blurred. This is the realm where demons thrive and where the rules of our world simply don't apply. Here, gravity works in reverse and time moves backwards. A place where the laws of physics are turned on their head and anything can happen. Welcome to the chaotic world of demons. Now, these beings are not your typical demons. They are interdimensional creatures with powers and abilities that defy our understanding. These demons exist outside of our normal perception. They are masters of manipulating the very essence of reality, able to bend it to their will and twist it into nightmarish landscapes. They feed off our fears, preying on our vulnerabilities and exploiting the cracks in our sanity. Their presence is a corrupting influence, a darkness that seeps into our minds and twists our thoughts into grotesque parodies of their former selves. They are the stuff of nightmares, the embodiment of our deepest fears made real. And they are here, lurking just beyond our sight, waiting to strike. But the worst part is they might already be inside us. But perhaps even more disturbing is the succubus. Unlike the incubus, the succubus is a female demon known for its seductive nature and ability to manipulate human emotions. The nightmarish truth is that these demonic presences are not just figments of our imagination. In the depths of the underworld, there are beings of immense power, terror, and unimaginable forms. And just as their demonic ranks swell with terrifying power, so too do the number of princes of hell. Now, while these tales may seem like mere fantasy or mythology, they hold a deeper meaning that can help us understand the darker aspects of human nature. From the depths also rose Abaddon, the destroyer. He does not tempt, or whisper, or wait. He breaks. His name means destruction, and in Revelation, he is the king of the abyss. He commands legions of locusts like horrors, and when his wings spread, skies darken. There are ruins, ancient and unnamed, where no birds fly and no grass grows. Locals don't enter, not because of the silence, but because of the screaming beneath it. They say Abaddon sleeps there, waiting, so the next time you feel a thought that isn't yours, a desire to strong, or a voice when no one's there, don't speak, don't answer. And whatever you do, don't say their names. Astaroth is the scholar, the great duke. And if you dare, keep watching. There's more than one throne in hell. Here sits Beelzebub, Lord of Flies, his throne a monument to excess. His court a banquet of decadence and debauchery. His throne is a testament to lost beauty, a gilded cage of endless torment. Perverted desires twist his court into a grotesque mockery of life itself. His influence warps the minds of mortals, driving them to extremes. But those who serve Belphegor never truly understand the nature of their master's power. Each prince reigns supreme in his own domain, waiting to claim any soul that strays too close to their abyss. For their power is absolute, their influence inescapable, and their grip on the damned is eternal. They become puppets in his grand design, dancing on the edge of sanity until they finally break. He rules over pride and vanity, over those who seek only adoration. His court is a monument to greed, a celebration of excess and materialism, but Mammon's embrace is a curse. It binds its victims to their desires, making them slaves to their own insatiable hunger. But Lucifer's court is a house of mirrors, reflecting only distorted images of those who enter. And as the vain mortals preen and posture, they become trapped in their own reflections, forgotten and alone. In the darkest depths, where sunlight fears to tread, Leviathan reigns supreme. His court is a labyrinth of nightmares, a waking hell where reason drowns and madness swims to the surface. Those who dwell here are lost to the world, consumed by their own terrors, forever trapped in a maelstrom of fear and obsession. He is the patron of the proud, the arrogant, those who seek only pleasure. But beneath the revelry, there is rot. His throne is shrouded in mystery, hidden from mortal sight. He is the ruler of the crossroads, the deceiver who tempts with whispers of forbidden knowledge and promises of power. Satan's court is a battleground of wits, a place where souls are bartered and fates are decided with the roll of a dice. For every sumptuous feast, there is an equal measure of poison. Every jest conceals a venomous barb, and though mortals laugh at his jests, they do so at their peril. Asmodeus rules over the first, a throne made of suffering and sin, a kingdom fueled by torment and despair. His court is filled with the damned, and his whispers promise power to those who serve him. The fools who heed his call rise up as his heralds, spreading plagues and famine across the land. But the greatest fools are the ones who think to defy him, for Asmodeus hungers for such challenges. He delights in the taste of defiance, the one who remembers everything. Unlike the others, he offers knowledge freely, but always at a cost. Some say he was once the angel of death. Others claim he was the accuser, the tempter, the whisperer in the garden. Samael's name has been twisted through centuries, sometimes holy, sometimes foul. But in the halls of hell, he is both sword and serpent. He brings not chaos, but punishment. Not disorder, but justice twisted in iron. His face is never seen, for those who see it are already dead. He appears as a decaying angel, riding a dragon, holding a poisonous viper in one hand and a book of secrets in the other. Those who summon him don't ask for wealth or power. Not the key of Solomon or Shams al-Maarif, but one even older, written in a language the angels themselves forgot. He claimed to have heard them, not one, but all whispering together like wind in a coffin. They offered him visions, palaces of bone, oceans of fire, and mirrors that showed not reflections, but regrets. The man vanished. His home burned from the inside out, without touching the walls. All that remained was a circle burned into the floor and 9 names carved in blood. They ask for truth, and the truth is what drives them mad. And then the final prince, Samael, the venom of God. These are the princes of hell, but the story does not end there. There are books locked away in dust-covered monasteries and ancient vaults that tell of secret summoning rites, of symbols that still hum with the power of the abyss. Some believe that each prince waits for a mortal to call them forth, not to dominate humanity, but to possess it. To take back the earth they once tried to rule. There was a man once, a scholar obsessed with decoding the oldest grimoire. The princes are not stories. They are thrones, and thrones do not remain empty for long. For more terrifying stories from the shadows, hit that plus button. And as the sun sets on the first throne, we turn our gaze to the second. Then comes Leviathan, the third throne, a nightmare of scales and teeth, of claws and crushing pressure. Next, we find Satan, the enigmatic fourth. After Satan comes Lucifer, the morning star fallen from grace. Next, we behold Belphegor, whose throne is an affront to nature. Finally, we come to the 9th and last throne, where Mammon presides over the hoard of gold, jewels, and earthly treasures. So beware, traveler, for these 9 thrones hold the darkest secrets of hell.